What screams I'm poor but pretend I'm rich? Renting out a yacht for the day and posting 72 videos on IG stories of drinking out of liquor bottles while dressed up like you were going to a club instead of spending the day at sea, flexing that they're partying on someone else's yachts. I don't know. It always feels like a flex. Maybe I'm just getting old. I make so much money, and have spent money at your store for years. She scolds the thrift store donation attendant because she didn't donate enough for the 25% off coupon. Requires a grocery bag's worth of stuff, and the store had only been open for a year and a half. The dumbest part was, I was supposed to be that attendant, and would have told her the same thing, that it wasn't enough for the coupon. But I was tired of missing our morning huddle meetings, so one of the managers answered when the donation bell dinged. She was bitching out the manager as if he was some new hire nobody. Threatened to never come back. Spoiler alert, that last 1 month, to the day. The funniest part though, she called the store to complain about him, and got the same manager on the phone, but didn't know it was him. Told him how that kid in donations was so rude. Dude was probably 40 to 50. And honestly, I was so happy she was gone. She was my least favorite person, and so creepy. But somehow, I was her favorite person. So I used that. During my last week there, I saw her in the store, and I told her that it was my last week, and since I might not see her again, I was wondering if I could get a selfie with one of my favorite customers. She was of course delighted to say yes, and I got her picture. Immediately showed every coworker which crazy lady I meant so they could watch out for her bullshit. Then, maybe 2 days later, she comes in again, and asks if I can delete the photo, explaining that even her family doesn't have pictures of her. Is she in witness protection? WTF kind of reason is that? I tell her that I can't access my phone right now, as it's in my locker, but I can delete it after work and show her the next day that I had deleted it. Phone was in my pocket, she seemed okay with that enough to leave, and that was my last day. Timing was too perfect. I still have your picture, Katerina. Like a cat, meow. Her words. Posting #blessed on it when they literally live in a 2-bed house with 5 ppm but go out every night just to post about that bull crap. Wayfair credit card, crying face, crying face. Crying face. Up badging your car. iPhones. Driving an old model Jaguar. Louis V bags, Armani Exchange, Gucci whatever else, all that crap just looks ridiculous. In my humble opinion, of course. Having a normal everyday car but wearing tacky high-end badging. Seen a Honda Accord coupe with Mercedes badges complete with AMG logos, even on the wheel center caps. Most common with Nissan Altimas for some reason. Louis bag, Honda car. Supreme. Fancy sneakers. In college I worked at a McDonald's and this kid on his breaks would go change into his fancy sneakers so he could look cool. Standing outside a McDonald's. In his McDonald's uniform. For like 20 minutes max. People that think they're superior for owning iPhones. I could get told on Twitter I don't matter because I'm tweeting from my equally priced Samsung S21 just because it's not an iPhone, so I must be poor despite owning an iPad and an MacBook Pro. Even if I don't live beyond my means just to be cool to randos. Edit, I think a couple people misconstrued what my point was in mentioning what I personally have. It's dumb to assume people's wealth from commonly owned material things. I bought both Apple products second-hand lol. I also got other stuff like a couple gaming consoles and a TV. Too many people flaunt stuff like this to insinuate being well off. $90,000 F-150. Sloppy clothes. Cheap shoes and LV bag. Cheap designer purses. The cheapest, smallest version. Or a fake knockoff. Whatever kind of flexing that the sheep are doing on Instagram that you don't see the real players like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos or Warren Buffett do. Any clothing featuring the Ferrari emblem. Rims. Fake Louis Vuitton. Probably already been said, but clothing with extra prominent logos or designer names. Not only does it indicate that you're probably not rich, it also shows you're a sucker, as designers strategically use those low-cost, low-quality, overpriced, huge profit margin items to offset the lower volume of their high-quality, very expensive premium lines. Probably already been said, but clothing with extra prominent logos or designer names. Not only does it indicate that you're probably not rich, it also shows you're a sucker, as designers strategically use those low-cost, low-quality, overpriced, huge profit margin items to offset the lower volume of their high-quality, very expensive premium lines. Mainline marketing. A king bed. My online shopping habits. Promising to publish your tax returns and then doing everything in your power to prevent their publication. 72-month car note on a used luxury vehicle. 50% of the population that drive luxury vehicles. Knockoff watches are my favorite. Any of the following items covered in Louis Vuitton logo: tracksuits, trucker hats, jackets, jeans, car upholstery. Posing in front of anything that isn't yours. My mom buying 8-year-old me a phone. Pulling the 328 emblem of your BMW and putting on a knockoff M series badge whilst sporting your extra flashy Gucci t-shirt. Driving a Lexus is pretending to be loaded, for you just $8,000 more for a Toyota Corolla. Cars. Buying a high-mileage used Maserati. Gucci belts. Someone who saves up for a year to buy one designer item, and then they suddenly start talking about how they've always loved this designer. They wear the item almost all the time. They dress in the item and take pictures, but vary accessories/backgrounds slightly to try and make it look like they were taken over the past few years. I want to say I'm making this up, but I'm not making this up. I told someone about a designer and he saved up to buy one jacket and did all of the above. But it gets worse, he bought the jacket he thought that I own. No bitch. I'm not spending that much on a jacket. I have the cardigan version, it's £300 cheaper. Flashy mags on a beta car, never fails. Anybody driving a Ford Raptor. Broken down luxury cars. Always see people driving around in an old beat-up Jaguar, Lincoln, Cadillac, BMW, or Mercedes. They definitely could have gotten a Toyota or something in much better condition, but no, they had to have a luxury car so they can brag, as long as it's out of sight when bragging. Renting limos. $5,000 rims on a $500 car. Talking about how you make money and flaunt with cash limo. Childish behavior. I have an acquaintance who is broke as fuck. On welfare. She is also by far the most arrogant person I know and super vain. She will spend all of her welfare payments on lip fillers, hair extensions etc., with buy now pay later services no less, and then ask you to pay for her food when going out for dinner instead of just declining the invite. I can't stand her limo. Leasing a BMW. Patron tequila. During virtual school this year I had one student who would hold up cash fanned out like cards to the camera every now and then. Early noughties Mercedes-Benz/BMW with a busted quarter panel/bumper/faded headlights/etc. I work in an industry where most people wear suits. The suit tells you everything you need to know about their success level more often than not. Big trucks, with stickers of spiders, when you are over 40. Me. Spoilers on the back of cars. Gucci/Coach/etc. belts and sandals. Spinner hubcaps. Gold croc sandals. My neighbor needs everyone to know that they hire people to tend to their home. Also, whenever they buy a new vehicle they park it on the court for a few days where everyone can see instead of in their driveway. Vote Republican. Leasing a luxury car while living in your parents' basement. 5 to 10-year-old Cadillac Escalades. 20 pairs of Nike sneakers for your infant. Massive logos on everything. Caring about looking rich. Anything Donald Trump. Rims on your 2002 Hyundai. Trump bumpers. Driving a BMW. That pic of you flexing next to the expensive car on rims with the $20,000 single wide trailer or ghetto neighborhood $50,000 house your granny paid off in 1990.